I always felt somewhat isolated and different from everyone else growing up. I knew early on that I carried something different, but I didn't know how to express it. My most influential period of development as a child, I would say, was on my bedroom floor with my Walkman, my music, and my sketchbook. As I started exploring that aspect of myself, I started to become drawn to magazines. Fashion photography and models can be very bold and daring with their choices of color, pattern, makeup, and composition. It was my first exposure to exotic countries, people, and culture all around the world. What I love about the creative side of the industry is the need for something new and fresh every season. Every few months, there's a new concept and theme. Everything matches from the color palette to the thread on the garment to the buttons. I'm deeply drawn to colors, textures, patterns, especially against the female body. My most influential moment in my formal artistic training was in a studio taking live figure drawing classes. That is the time when I realized an art education focusing on a fashion degree at Parsons School of Design would suit me best. I studied primarily in New York and took a year abroad to Paris, where I interned at a design house. I went on to work at Victoria's Secret Corp, which married my passion for fashion, femininity, and eccentricity. I explored the manufacturing business of the textile industry, collaborated with factories, forecasted trends, approved color lab dips, analyzed construction of garments, and calculated garment costs against market research on consumer behavior. I can't say I love one type of medium or tool. I find the more I experiment with different techniques, the more it broadens my creativity and imagination. They say every child is born creative, but the challenge is to keep that creativity alive. That challenge came for me once I left my childhood behind and got married. Having children was a turning point as I realized that one of the most rewarding artistic endeavors is not simply creation, but imparting knowledge and seeing that knowledge filtered and interpreted through the creations of those you taught. It changed my perception of life and its meaning. That is why I decided to become an art educator. I want to be able to teach someone else to perceive the world differently, use art to problem solve, express simple ideas beautifully, and to use art in a concrete way in their everyday lives. I believe art is the very core of our identity as humans, and the greatest gift we can give students is an understanding, an appreciation, and most of all, the opportunity to create art.